YouTube, what is up? I'm back with another video, and basically this video is going to be about the iPhone 14 Pro. Everybody's talking about it. Nobody can understand what all these tech geeks and whatnot are talking about. No disrespect. I love the tech geeks. I secretly wish I could be a tech geek. However, I'm here to basically break down the phone so the average consumer, the average customer can truly understand what they're getting. Is it new? Is it the same as the 13 Pro? Let me break down the phone for you. Every single video that I saw on YouTube was so teched out that you almost feel like you watched the whole video and you still don't know if you need the phone or not. Again, I'm not a super techie guy, not the photographer, not the videographer, whatever. That's not what this channel is about, but I'm just trying to help y'all out with this right quick. So the first thing we're gonna do is open the box. We're gonna do a simple unboxing. There's no amazing theatrics that's gonna go with it. I may practice my editing skills a little bit, but we ain't got all that equipment yet, okay? We just starting, so we just gonna open the box together. That's what we're doing. Let's get to it. You pull this little tab right here, phone comes right out, and then boom. I chose the silver design. It's pretty much the white one, but they call it silver obviously because of the edge. I'm not even gonna take that off yet. All right, so here's the phone. Just a charging cable, and that's pretty much it. Yeah, I know the new iPhones don't come with the block, so you just get the cord and you figure the rest out on your own. Thanks a lot, Apple. But there you go. Okay, so first let's break down a few of the physical differences. So if you look at these two phones, not much of a difference. They look almost identical. A couple of the differences is the iPhone 14 Pro, in the US that is, it does not have a SIM tray. So if you need the SIM tray, I would go with the iPhone 13 Pro, or you can order the 14 from a different country. But if you're watching this in the US, iPhone 14 Pro sold in the US does not come with a SIM tray. Keep that in mind. Also, number two, the iPhone 14 is slightly thicker than the iPhone 13 Pro. Nothing major, nothing drastic, but it's slightly thicker. You can probably still fit a 13 case right on the 14. Don't quote me, I'm not sure, but looking at it, I feel like you can. Also, if you look at the camera bump on the back where the cameras are, it's a little bit thicker. Again, not much of a difference, nothing you'll notice. Next, the difference in colors. They introduced a brand new purple color with the iPhone 14 Pro. So if purple's your favorite color, or you're a Lakers fan, or whatever, you might want to look into that. Next thing we're going to talk about is the screen, the display on the iPhones. Again, we breaking this down in just simple terms. It's not to be all confusing and how do I process this? It's just simple. Basically, it's the same thing, essentially. The average person is not going to be able to tell the difference. You're not, I'm not. Most people cannot tell that difference. The only time, if ever, that you'll see the difference is in like very high lighted areas. One other thing, the iPhone 14 Pro has always on. It's like the new function they have. Basically, your phone is always on. Is that important to you? Is it not? It's up to you. Some people say it's too bright. Screen is still lit up. I don't know. To me, it doesn't seem like it's that important, but I'll know more once I use the phone. But to me, it's like, whatever. The last thing I would say as far as the physical changes, which is a dope change, actually, I really like this. On the iPhone 14 Pro, the back piece, the glass on the back, is a separate piece now. To get that fixed on the 13 Pro is so expensive. Now they made it almost like the front where it's like this is its own individual piece and you can just take this off, replace it with another one, and you're good to go. So next, we're going to talk about performance. The iPhone 13 Pro has an A15 Bionic chip. The iPhone 14 Pro has an A16 Bionic chip. The difference is pretty much nothing. The chip just means that stuff is going to process faster, basically. So the chip is going to make simple processes like opening an app, opening your browser, things like that happen slightly quicker. That's what the average person would see. Next, the battery. From what I've been told, the iPhone 14 Pro battery does last longer than the iPhone 13 Pro. I have not tested it out, so I'm just giving y'all that. I know, again, everyday people, they care about that phone gonna last while they out. They don't care about the chip and the processor, da-da-da. This is what they're saying. The iPhone 14 Pro does have the crash detection, which is a dope feature. So I look at it kind of like insurance. Insurance is something that's good to have, but you hope you never have to use it. So basically, if you get in a car accident, even if you do not have service, the crash detection is integrated with satellites. So it will alert emergency services and you'll get assistance. So there's some people that went and got junk cars and whatnot and actually tested this on YouTube. I'm not going to the junkyard to get a car, but I will show you some of their videos so you can see that it works.
Everything's in position. Here's the car. Let's get it going. Ooh. Okay. Really quickly. Detection, crash detection, crash detection, crash detection. Where's crash detection? Crash detection is not detected! Oh. Okay, it looks like you've been in a crash. That was a delay. We got a delay of like, maybe, I don't know, 10 seconds. iPhone will trigger. Okay, guys, it's doing the call. We have about 7 seconds. It works. I'm gonna go ahead and hit stop.
Let's talk about the thing that had all the tech guys going crazy. The dynamic island. Basically, the dynamic island is going to be at the top of your screen. The dynamic island is just another option or another way or a shortcut to do and monitor things that you can already do on the iPhone. So far, there's nothing that I've seen that's like, now that I have the dynamic island, I can do this now. No, the dynamic island to me essentially is shortcuts and things like that to do what you already can do on an iPhone. So you have some people that like the dynamic island, you have some people that don't really like it. I would guess the dynamic island is here to stay. It reminds me of when iPhone first did away with the button. Remember the main button on the iPhone and they took it away? And there was like that little moment where people were like, I don't like that, or I liked it. And no matter how you feel about it personally, it's here to stay. So get used to it. And now let's get to what everyone's been waiting on, the camera. Is the camera that much better? This is the thing that when you go in the store and they're like, look at the camera. This is why you need to upgrade. This is why you need to buy the new one. And they try to get you to spend your money. Let's break down the camera. In simple terms, the iPhone 13 Pro has a 12 megapixel camera. Okay? That's on the front. That's on the back. Okay? The iPhone 14 Pro has 48 megapixels on the back. 12 with the 13 Pro, 48 with the 14 Pro. Now you're probably thinking, so it's 4 times better than the 12. No, that's not really the case. Yes, it is better, but it is not 4 times better. The average consumer, if I send them 2 pictures, one taken from the 13 Pro, one taken from the 14 Pro, they're not going to be able to text me back and say which picture is better or clearer or anything like that. Now, there is a feature called cinematic mode that's on the 13 Pro and on the 14 Pro. The main difference is on the 13, cinematic mode shoots up to 1080p. On the 14, it shoots up to 4K. Now, if you're just playing this back on your phone and things like that, show people, upload on the internet, 1080p is fine. Now, if you know people are going to be blowing this up, or if it's going to be a show that people watch on TV, or if you just want 4K capability, then you need the iPhone 14 Pro pretty much. But most people, whatever device that they're watching it on, does not have 4K capability anyway. So even if you're shooting in 4K, they're not seeing it in 4K, if that makes sense. Next, when I was just thinking about vlogging, like that action mode, that's what really sold me. The action mode and how stable the shot is gonna stay. I can literally film somebody else running as I'm running behind them, and it will look like a drone shot it, or maybe a camera that was on a crane or some type of equipment. And literally I'm running right behind you as well. And it will keep the shot nice and centered and like that kind of sold me. So real quick, for all my ladies out there and socialites, this, that, and the third, if you're real big on selfies and things like that, you know, the front facing videos, any type of selfies, things like that, the iPhone 14 Pro, it does have autofocus, so that is an upgrade. It's the same camera, still 12 megapixel, but it does have autofocus. So you will, if that's important to you and you know that you're going to be making a lot of videos like that, then, you know, you might want to get that. The Photonic Engine, okay? The Photonic Engine. Boy, Apple is hilarious. These names are beautiful. But the Photonic Engine is just a name that Apple gave their photography technology. It's like a software that will boost your photos. It's good in low light. The Photonic Engine essentially is supposed to still boost and adjust that photo because it knows this is low lighting or this is dim or whatever. So that's what the Photonic Engine does. If that's important to you, iPhone 14 Pro. If not, then either phone will do. Pedro will never let me get a whole video off, y'all. I swear. Can I finish my video? Can I finish my video? Now, here's the kicker. The title of this video is Simple Reasons Why I Need an iPhone 14 Pro. Now, the title was somewhat personal. That's why I didn't say why you need an iPhone 14 Pro, but why I need an iPhone 14 Pro. And I'll show you why. This is the reason why. I have been using an iPhone 10 since 2017. So for me, when it comes to cell phones, if it still works, it still works. I'm just going to keep going with the phone until I can't go anymore. The phone will literally have to break and blow up in my face before I'm like, okay, let me go ahead and go get a new phone. That's just how I am. I don't know why. I'm not like that with everything, but I don't know. A phone is a phone. It's whatever. However, now taking the YouTube serious, I did need the better phone because the camera, the everything on this phone is not going to cut it for y'all. So for me, that's the simple reason. To make better vlogs, to give better content, etc., etc., etc. And remember the chip that I was talking about? So in the iPhone 13 Pro, it had the A15 Bionic. And in the iPhone 14 Pro, it had the A16 Bionic. And I was like, there's not that much of a difference. In this one, there's an A11. So just to give you a little bit of understanding. So now, if it was iPhone 13 Pro versus iPhone 14 Pro, assuming you already have the iPhone 13 Pro, should you upgrade? If it were me, probably not. I would probably just keep the iPhone 13 Pro. Unless you're similar to me, you're going to be filming content, you're going to be doing things like that. Then I can understand, okay, maybe you need that. But if you're just the everyday average person, you know, sometimes you are going to want to take some nice pictures, yada, yada, yada. The iPhone 13 Pro is perfect for that. You're already good to go. Most of the new features are only useful for professionals. They'll only be able to be detected by professionals. If you're already at the 13 Pro, I'd probably just stay where I am. So thanks for watching. Please like, comment, and subscribe. My Friends YouTube. That's the name of the channel.